Hey everybody, this is Nessa here of Nessa's Hair Extensions. Now, this is a quick question for all you parents out there. Do you have a son or daughter with hair that looks much like this? And you love their hair and you think their hair is beautiful, but it's coming up to that point in the week where you've got to do it again or people are going to think you're homeless. And this kind of makes you feel like this. And of course, the reason you want to cry is because you know you're going to get this, which will then make you want to do this and get a little piece. But I'm going to show you 4 simple steps in order to achieve this. Happy, healthy smiles from children who aren't crying and mothers who are no longer stressed, and fathers, by the way, as well. Now you're probably thinking, Nessa, what is this sorcery you speak of? Uncrying children with curly hair while I'm doing it? It cannot be done. Show me how it's done. Well, to be honest, it is actually super simple. All it takes is a couple different kinds of course, tools and equipments, everything you probably already have in your own home, and of course, a little bit of time, a little bit of patience, and knowing your child's hair. So, firstly, let's start with step 1, which is hair type. What type is your child's hair? If you don't know, have a quick look at this chart and really try to find out where your child's hair lies. Now in this video I'm going to categorize the different kind of products and methods you're going to use for your child, whether they have hair that is 3A to 3C or from 4A to 4C. So you got your child's hair type? Alrighty, let's continue. Okay, so now that we have established what your baby's hair type is, let's go on to step 2, which is detangling. The most common problem a lot of parents with curly-haired children have is the fact that they detangle one section, and as soon as they have the comb that runs straight through, they try to do it again, and it's tangled again, and you're like, oh my God! And that leads to tears, it leads to stress, it leads to drama and tantrums, and that is basically just from you, not to mention your child at all. So what do you actually need? The tools you need to help detangle your child's hair. Well, simples. You're definitely going to need, regardless of the hair type, a rat tail comb. This is great because it allows you to get some really clean, pristine parts without having to repart over and over and over again because the comb's too large or your brush just isn't handling right? So rat tail comb is a must. The next thing you're going to need is either a detangling comb, which looks something like this, and you know it's a detangling comb because it has special teeth like this, which helps to keep hair detangled, or more preferably, a wide tooth comb. Wide tooth comb is fabulous for hair types either 3 or 4 within those sections, or a detangling comb is best for hair types in the 3s. Now also, what you can also use is a paddle brush, something where the teeth aren't too close together. And when I say that, some people are like, well, how do I know if the teeth are too close together? Basically, if your brush looks like this, sorry, that's hard to see, but you're okay. If your brush looks like this, that's too small. That's no good. This is good for styling, but not for detangling. Okay, so after the combs, the next thing you're going to need is a spray bottle. Now, if you have hairs within the 3s, you're going to want to get a spray bottle that has a nice, well, either way, you're going to want a nice spraying spray bottle. Not a squirter, but a sprayer. And you're going to want to fill half of it with water and the other half with a conditioning cream. If you don't have a conditioning cream, for example, I use the Shea Moisture growth thickening milk, or oh, there's loads of them out there, but something that kind of looks like conditioner but isn't, you can use something like this. Or if you don't have something like that, half of it with water, the other half just put in some conditioner. Okay? The reason you are adding, because some people are like, oh, why are you adding water? Well, the water helps loosen the product so that you can have even distribution. So basically, you want something in there to help condition your kid's hair. And that's if you have hair in the 3A to C. If you have hair between 4A and 4C, you're going to want to do the same thing, but in this water bottle, you're going to want half of it to be water and the other half to be oil. Okay? Now you may be asking, well, why can't I use conditioner or a cream, a hair cream? Basically, hairs in the fours need more moisture. The milks and the creams, they have too much water base in them, so that it's not going to hold in or provide the moisture that hair in the fours needs. Oil will do that. So what you're going to want to do is making sure that after each squirt, you want to give it a good shake, because let's face it, oil and water don't mix. Now, you may be asking, well, why don't I just use oil and not any water? Because the oil in itself, if it's too thick, it's going to make the hair stick together, and combing is going to be more difficult. The water helps really loosen it so that your child's hair gets the oil it needs, but also the flexibility for the comb to slide through without all the hair sticking together constantly as well. So great tool for that. Half water, either a third or the other half to be oil. What oils, you ask? Castor oil is great. Olive oil is great. Coconut oil is good. I think it's a good added to either castor or olive oil as well. Alrighty. So those are the tools. Okay, so let's move on to actually how we detangle and what is the process. How do we get cry-free? All right, and I'm going to be showing you on my very own. Okay, here's my little munchkin. Yes, she is a girl, and she's a total goof, just like her father. Anyway, notice her hair. You may find this looks really familiar. Her hair is a 4B, but also behaves like a 4C, a 4A, and not to mention a 3C as well. So first thing you want to do, or first thing I'm doing here, is I'm soaking her hair down with my cream and water mix. She's making these faces because it's actually pretty cold. But anywho, just because her hair actually does soak up these cream textures really well, and it really helps for detangling. The next step is to part your child's hair in 4 to 6 sections depending on the thickness. Now, what a lot of parents find difficult is actually getting through the curls when you're trying to part. The trick is not to pull. It is to gently glide this rat tail comb through. Now you can see here I'm coming to some curls that are hard. Watch my fingers. I'm gently pulling them apart. Stop this there just for a second, because I wanted to show you exactly what I mean, because I know I was going a little bit fast. I've been doing this for years, so I can really get through a knot pretty fast. But for you guys out there, let's go through this. So I've made like this knot with a little synthetic hair. Can you see that? Yep. So this is generally, and I'm gonna just get that even knottier, right? So I've got my knot here, and getting the comb, that's pretty in there. If you take a small comb like this, or even, I have no clue where I put my other combs. Anyway, or even your wide tooth comb or your detangling comb, and the first thing you do is go like this, and you're like, and pulling it, what you're doing is not only are you hurting the poor kid, you're also consisting to breaking their hair because of that force that you're pulling. That knot is not gonna go anywhere. And what you got to remember about knots in curly hair is that they're not really knotted. They're coiled around each other, but gently, but easily they're able to come undone. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my comb in between this knot, and because my comb's not going any further, you take your fingers and you gently pry the knot apart. That's it. And that's all you do. Take your fingers and gently pull these apart. If you, this is what I always do. And then, of course, your comb is going to go straight through it after that as well. So that knot that I've just rubbed through, there's still a couple in there, mind you, it's braiding hair, but there we go. So we are back to being completely new in just like literally a second. So please, for the sake of your baby's hair, their scalp, and your sanity, when you come to a knot, gently pry it open with your fingers. That's all you need to do, and life will be much easier. Okay, sorry, carry on. Okay, so I'm basically on the last section of parting her hair. I've done it in 6 just because her hair is particularly thicker. And notice, absolutely no tears, no drama. She's just sitting there watching her Disney videos with her glasses nearly cutting off her air supply. Anywho, right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go grab my deep conditioner. That's how you effectively detangle a child's hair without any tears or tantrums. Okay, sorry. Just one more tip on the detangling. It's really, really important, and I know we kind of take this for granted, but whenever you're doing a child's hair, you always need to reinsure to them that their opinion matters in the process. And what I mean by that is periodically asking them, hey, how you doing? Does this feel okay? You know, does that hurt? And if you start feeling the from them and the shoulders come up and they're trying to avoid the comb like that, you just need to say in a really calm voice, as if you're speaking to one of your friend's kids or somebody who you don't really know, because we don't necessarily just talk to our kids the same way we speak to other people's kids. Just make them know that, you know what, am I hurting you? Look, baby, I'm so sorry I'm hurting you. I'm going to try to do better, okay? And then you be a little bit gentle, not to pull, and you say, hey, is that okay? And then they're going to be like, yeah, that's okay, thanks. And because you're being nice and speaking in a calm voice and not angry, they tend to want to be nice to you as well. So if there is a little pinch in the future or during this process, they're not going to be like, ah, and go crazy. They're going to be like, okay, but no, that's okay. That's my experience anyway. So give that a go. Okay, back onto the video. So key things to remember: using the right tools, right kind of comb, right kind of brush and spray bottle, and also sectioning hair off into either 4 or 6 sections depending on how thick their hair is. Now, at this point, you can proceed on to styling if you like, or you can watch on and see how we go on to cleaning and conditioning. All right, stay tuned for part 2, which is going to be how you cleanse and condition your baby's hair to keep that softness and that moisture constantly there to give you less stress and more time for a glass of wine. Thank you so much for watching today. If you like this video and you know somebody that may like it as well, hey, share it, spread that love around. And don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, because I am always posting out those awesome tutorials, product reviews, hints on tips on how to care for your hair, your extensions, and of course, blending techniques as well. If you want more information on what it is Nessa's Hair Extensions actually does, product pricing, installation services that we offer, please visit our website at www.nessashairextensions.com. You can also order online as well. And lastly, hey, who doesn't have Facebook, right? I sure as heck do. So you can check us out on Facebook as well at www.facebook.com. Oh my God, I almost forgot. / Nessa's Hair Extensions. And you can view our gallery of all the lovely ladies and gents who've had installations at Nessa's Hair Extensions. And you can always get updates on funny news, pictures, in-store offers, and competitions as well. Plus, if you like us, you can also get 10% off of your first purchase. So, yeah, I'm bribing you. Everybody does it. That's it for me. Thank you so much. Bye.